Welcome to our multiple DIY project tutorial. As you can see here, we have many embellishments to utilize, various hair accessories to work with, and we have some fashion jewelry we're going to create today as well. To start off with, I wanted to make note that alligator clips may mean one thing to me and one thing to you and then one thing to a seller. I learned this the hard way. I ended up buying several different alligator clips until I found the ones that I like most. Most commonly found are the alligator clips that are skinny and then they've kind of got a bump in the middle. Those are really easy to find and to purchase inexpensively. Then you have your alligator clips that you normally see at hairdressers when they're sectioning off your hair to do whatever it is that they're going to do, and they don't have teeth. Now those are great for lightweight embellishments, for using as a separator when you're working with embellishments on tulle and you don't want to get any hot glue on there. There's a lot of things that you can do with this style alligator clip. My favorite among the metal is the alligator clips that have the flat top to it. Now those you have to do a bit of a search. I believe you can find them on Amazon. The Ribbon Retreat might have some. Hair Hardware. Anyway, so do a search and find the best competitive price. Also, if you're not in a hurry to get them, you can, and you're a wholesaler or you want to buy in wholesale, buy in bulk, check out AliExpress. You can purchase pretty much with confidence because they don't release the money that you pay until you confirm receipt of your items. That's pretty secure buying. And of course, always check your local craft stores. Another kind that I really like to use, especially for babes or those with sensitivity to metal, are these little plastic ones. Now, I will say this, they're lightweight and you can't put real heavy embellishments on them, but they do the job and they're great for those that have trouble with metal or for babes with thin hair. We're going to create earrings, fashion earrings. Now remember folks, when they say fashion, anything and it's jewelry, they're meaning that it's not precious metals, precious stones, but it's still great. You know, they also call it costume jewelry. You can create some earrings very inexpensively and make them look amazing, and they're great gift ideas. We're using kidney ear wires right now, and you don't need any tools for this, and we're using some charms. Great thing about charms is that they've already got the hole for you. The only reason why you may need a tool like pliers is if you have difficulty kind of pulling apart the metal so that you can work the charm up and over so that it stays secure. And if you'll notice, what I mean by staying secure is there's a little indent at the bottom of the earring here that allows it to basically sit like cradle in place and not go anywhere. And if you overextend the ear wire and you can't push it together with your fingers, you can use the pliers and gently push them together to the same shape they originally were. But usually these are pretty forgiving. This metal's pretty forgiving and you can use just your fingers. I have fat fingers, so I always have to stretch it out a little bit more so I can work with the ear wire. All you have to do is you open up the ear wire, take it off of the closure, open it up just a bit, put your charm on there, and then have it lay in the cradled spot. Close your ear wire, and voila! Now you may be wondering, where can I get this? You can find charms again on some of the places I just mentioned. Isn't this just darling? I wish you could really see the little pixie that we're using. They make a cute gift, and there you go. Took less than a couple of minutes to create the entire effect. You can do both of them in less than 5 minutes. Now the next thing that we're going to work on is the lace elastic. Be sure to stretch it out as you're measuring so that way you get the most out of your elastic lace. Now there's a couple of different ways you can do this. To create your headband, you can use hot glue or you can sew it with the in and out process and then knotting it at the beginning and at the end. Now, as you see here, I'm using white fabric glue. You do not have to use that type of hot glue. You can use the clear all-purpose and it'll work just as well. I'm using the white so that you can see more clearly on this video. Take one end and place a line or a dab of glue, depending on the type of hot glue gun you have, being careful that you don't burn yourself. Take the other side, and before you press it on there, make sure that you leave a little bit of a flap that's not going to have glue on it. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. All right, now gently put it on there without burning yourself. If at all possible, I burn myself all the time. take that flap, that excess flap that you have, and it's not even an inch, but you can use that to press even more firmly with less potential of burning. Now go ahead and let it dry, and then go back to it, and then you can add a little bit more. Even though I'm using the white fabric glue, it's not going to show up because I'm going to put my embellishment on there. When you're using the clear, you have more accessibility as to where to place your embellishment. Now you can always trim off that excess flap, or you can leave it be. Totally up to you. Basically, depends on where you're putting your embellishment. While we're letting that dry, let's create a really cute hair barrette with this plastic alligator clip. We have some cute satin ribbon flowers that have a rhinestone in the middle. I'm just going to use one, put a dab of glue, and attach it to the top of my plastic hair clip. Make sure when you're attaching it that you don't put it where you're going to keep pressing it open and closed. This can wear out the embellishment and then it won't look very pretty. You can also add a felt circle on the inside if you want. The only problem with that is sometimes there's not enough teeth for it to really catch if you use that felt circle. This is really lightweight, and this cardboard here is great to use to make sure while you're letting it dry that it doesn't get stuck together. Just take a piece of cardboard that you have left over and start using it as you're creating your embellishments. One more time, we've got our satin flower. We're putting it on our plastic hair clip. We're opening it up as we place the embellishment so that way any glue that we put on there doesn't saturate and get on both top and bottom of the hair clip. Press gently, let it catch, put it on your cardboard, let it dry, wiggle it, check it out, make sure that you don't need to add any more glue, but that's it. Now let's go back to our black and lace headband that we've created. Now we're using a larger satin style ribbon that's in the flower shape. It's already got a felt circle on it, so we're going to go ahead and utilize that. But now we're going to also attach another felt circle, and this allows us to press really firmly, making sure that glue saturates through embellishment and headband. If you want to keep the felt circle on there, add a little bit more glue and then press firmly again. Now you really have a secure hair accessory. You can also put this on your cardboard. You might have to use an alligator clip to keep it in place depending on the size. You know how I always say, if you watch any of my videos, keep your leftover tool pieces or ribbon and you can use it for different projects. Well, here we have some leftover ribbon and it's going to work great for these flat surfaced alligator clips. Key thing here is make sure that you heat seal your ribbon before you start working. If you'll notice, this long alligator clip has a lot of teeth, and that's going to be beneficial. We're going to take our ribbon, we're going to put a long line of glue either on the ribbon or on the metal hair clip itself, and we're going to place the ribbon and gently run our finger across it to flatten it out, making sure we leave a little bit left over so that we can put it on the inside and close it. Now, if it gets one of the teeth or one set of teeth, that's not going to be an issue for you. If you see that your glue has gotten clumpy on you, you can take your craft iron and run it over it until it smooths out. But do it quickly because it can leave that water stain look if you leave it flat on that surface for a long period of time. Make sure it's dry. Now let's add another satin ribbon flower. Your felt circles are optional, totally up to you. And because there's so many teeth, it should not wreak havoc when trying to place it on somebody with thick hair and it actually staying and grabbing. But again, it's up to you, and it's based on if you think that embellishment is going to loosen up on you. That's when you add that felt circle to really make sure it adheres. Now, you see here we have an elastic piece that we've created a headband out of. And this is that satin kind of fold over elastic, but we're not folding it over. And you do the same concept as you did with your lace headband that we just created. Now to add the embellishments, we're using some resins that are not very heavy, 2 flowers, and a cute little hat. We're going to add a dab of glue, press firmly, making sure that we don't have the bottom of the headband we've created anywhere near our embellishment and it's glue that we're trying to attach to the top of our headband. Add a dab of glue for your flowers that we're using, pressing firmly, and again we're going to put it on our cardboard to let it dry. We're going to be offering embellishment packages on both our sites to take the legwork out of trying to find all of the supplies you may need. Now we're creating, with some leftover elastic, this really cool headband that has a neon orange rose on it. And here you see several of the items that we've created. We have other videos that show you how to create the hats. We thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Happy crafting, and remember, anything you create is going to be fantastic. Why? Because you took the time to create it. From my family to yours, have a fabulous day.
This is for my babies. My beautiful baby. Oh, today I saw you all stressed